So Liverpool have signed Jeremy Frimpong, wirtz and Kerkez. But trust me, that should not be it. Liverpool are not done yet. Liverpool should not think that they're done yet. And Liverpool still got more players to sign, especially if they want to win the Premier League and if they want to go further in the Champions League compared to what they did this season. In this video, I'll explain to you exactly and I'll break down the Liverpool squad with all of you guys and I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about and why they need more players in different positions. Before I start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and of course comment your own thoughts about the Liverpool squad and what positions and what players you feel Liverpool needs. In this video, I'll break down why they need more players. In the next video, I will tell you exactly who Liverpool should sign. So in goal, Liverpool are pretty much covered. They've got Alisson, and despite the fact that Kelleher has been sold to Brentford for 18 million, they have got Mr. Valencia man Georgi Mamadashvili coming in this summer, who I am expecting will be taking Alisson place in the next 2 to 3 years. I expect George to stay at Liverpool this season and then potentially in the next 2 to 3 years take and regain Alisson's position. Very similar to what you guys have seen with Lunin and Thibaut Courtois at Real Madrid. At right back, Liverpool have got it covered as well, with Jeremy Frimpong and Conor Bradley pretty much having that right back position as their own. Frimpong will be the starting right back, with Conor Bradley coming in, stepping in when he needs to in different games. And the same goes to the left back position, where Liverpool will have kerkez coming in, who will be the starting left back for Liverpool next season, and they have the option of either Andy Robertson or Mr. Custis. I think Andy Robertson are most likely going to be leaving Liverpool to Atleti. The reports has been saying it, that Atleti are prepared to spend about 35 million. Atleti was going to sign Theo Hernandez before they saw the option that Andy Robertson is potentially available, and they've pulled out from the deal for Theo Hernandez, who is now ironically enough going to Al Hilal, which means Atleti are pretty much looking at Andy Robertson as the next future left back. And if that happens, that means Costas will be the backup left back to Kerkez. I'll be so real, Liverpool fans, don't hate me on this. I don't know how you guys feel about Costas. Whenever he has stepped in the last couple of years, I have never ever been impressed. I think his crossing ability is very average, and I think defensively he's very weak. If it comes down to me, I would think getting a reinforcement at the left back position could be an option, but maybe Liverpool fans or on slot is happy to have Costas just to be the backup, because really and truly Kerkez didn't really miss a lot of games last season with Bournemouth, but now with Champions League football, you never know what could happen, and Kerkez is only 21 years old. Let's see. However, when it comes to centre-backs, Liverpool are very much short in terms of numbers. They have, of course, got the best centre-back last season in Virgil van Dijk. They have got his partner in crime in Ibrahim Konate, who, by the way, Liverpool fans, I don't know how you guys feel with that. I might make a complete different video about that. Ibrahim Konate, as the latest report have said, is not happy with the offer that Liverpool have given him and proposed to him, and he feels like he deserved a lot much more, which means at the moment Konate's contract expires next summer. And if he is not going to sign an extension, he might pretty much do a Trent Alexander-Arnold, where he could potentially join Real Madrid. Real Madrid have confirmed their interest, and they will be paying close attention to Konate's situation at Liverpool just to see what happens with his contract situation. I feel like at one point this season, Konate will sign an extension. I don't think Liverpool will make the same mistake they did with Trent to allow Konate to pretty much leave for free. I feel like they will sort something out. However, it is something worth paying close attention to. But as of this season, they would have Konate and Virgil van Dijk, of course, starting the starting duo, but the only backup to both of them is Mr. Joe Gomez, who has confirmed on IG that it will be his 10th year at Liverpool. He has pretty much rejected the idea of going and leaving Liverpool to go to Derby or Sunderland. He's happy to stay at Liverpool to be the third option because of the fact Kwanzaa has left Liverpool to join Leverkusen for 40 million. So Liverpool can't go into next season only having 3 centre-back. Specifically, 2 of them are pretty injury prone. Konate have had some injury issues every single season, and Joe Gomez isn't the healthiest, isn't the most reliable. He's got his own injury issues. So Liverpool has and must get a centre-back this summer. Now let's go to the midfield, and let's start with a deeper position when it comes to the defensive midfielders, the 6 and the 8s. And that was one of Liverpool's biggest concern last season. I felt like the lack of options and the lack of rotation, specifically to someone like Gravenberch or to Alexis, was one of the biggest reasons why Liverpool departed the Champions League. I felt like they pretty much overused Gravenberch and Alexis in so many games. They played them every single game, and there was no option to pretty much bench them or rotate them. Hence the reason towards the end of the season, starting from February to March, both Gravenberch and Alexis, the performances dipped a little bit due to the fact they got very exhausted and tired from playing every single 90 minutes from the start of the season till pretty much February. So for that reason, I genuinely think for next season, Liverpool has to make it a priority to get a replacement or to get a backup option to someone like Gravenberch or Alexis. I don't feel like Endo is enough, and of course Endo can play centre-back. So if Liverpool decides not to buy a centre-back and have Endo as a centre-back, I'm gonna be real, that should not be the option, brother. I'm gonna be real. Endo is good. Endo is cute. I'm not denying it, but I do feel like Liverpool needs a better player than bringing Endo on for the last 5 to 10 minutes. However, one person which will be coming back is, of course, Mr. Steven Bajcetic, who, of course, went on loan to Salzburg and Las Palmas. I watched him at Las Palmas in La Liga, of course, last season, and he did pretty decent in specific games. Him coming back, he is, of course, highly regarded, and he's pretty talented. So I feel like Bajcetic stepping in for Gravenberch could be an option. However, for next season, if Liverpool wants to go with Szoboszlai, Alexis, Curtis Jones, Gravenberch, Bajcetic, only in 5 midfielders, and of course Wirtz playing the 10 position, I feel like that is short of numbers. Of course, the reports are saying that Harvey Elliott could potentially go to Brighton for 40 million. By the way, completely off topic, Liverpool might be, alongside City and maybe Chelsea, those three, but specifically Liverpool, they might be the best team in the Premier League in getting money and getting value for their players. The fact that they sold Kwanzaa for 40 million and now Harvey Elliott for potentially 40 million, they're about to get 80 million or 2 players who's not even starting 11 players, which is absolute insane. So Liverpool could use the money in getting an actual great centre-back or a great midfielder. I feel like a midfielder is a priority. They need to get someone who is a natural 6 or a natural 8. Of course, they missed out on Zubimendi, but they need to get someone. And in the next video, I will propose a player which I feel like could be very useful for Liverpool. And now the forwards, they are pretty much covered on the right-hand side with Mo Salah, the best Premier League player of last season. And of course, the new arrival signing of Wirtz, who potentially could play on the left-hand side, who could potentially play as a false 9, but most likely will play in that number 10 position, which means the left-hand side will also be covered by Mr. Luis Diaz, who most likely will stay at Liverpool. Barcelona is getting Nico Williams, and they've rejected the idea of getting Luis Diaz. Bayern Munich is looking for a left winger, but I think their priority will be looking at Leao, which means Luis Diaz will be playing for Liverpool next season. And up front, they've got different options. They've got Gakpo, they've got Jota, and they've got Darwin Núñez. Of course, Kesa is still there. He barely got any sort of minutes last season. I felt like Arnslot didn't really use him, and I felt like there was a lot of games where he could have potentially brought him on to make a difference, but he brought him on way too late with 5 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, which isn't enough. And of course, they've got the person coming back from loan in Ben Doak, who to me is a very, very talented right winger. Great talent, great ability. But the question is if whether Arnslot will trust him to play him in the first team next season, which I don't think he will. I do think Ben Doak will be going on loan once again for another year, which means for next season, Liverpool will have exactly the same forward as last season. And for me, that is not good enough. We saw what happened last season. We saw when Mo Salah tried his absolute best. He pretty much carried Liverpool, scored over 70% of all Liverpool's goal involvements with this goal and assist. And when Mo Salah looked at his teammates and asked for help, asked for support, the Liverpool players could barely give him any sort of hope. They could barely help him, especially the game against Paris Saint-Germain, where Mo Salah had 2 disappointing games against Nuno Mendes. However, he looked at Diaz, he looked at Darwin Núñez, he looked at Gakpo, looked at Jota, and all 4 of them could barely help him. Hence the reason why Liverpool managed to get Wirtz, who is an X-Factor. So for Liverpool for next season, they've got 2 X-Factors. But it's very important to bear in mind that the AFCON is happening next season, which means Mo Salah could potentially miss 1 month of football. 1 month of football. If Egypt, of course, qualifies to the round of 16, the quarterfinals, semi-final, he is going to be missing minimum about 3 to 4 games. And if Egypt does reach the final, then it'll be more than that, which means Liverpool have to bear that in mind. Most likely what I think will happen is they'll play Frimpong as a right winger because he's done it at Leverkusen so many times. And of course, they can have Conor Bradley stepping in as a right back position. However, if it comes down to me, Liverpool must sign a striker this season. The reports has been saying that Isak is of course the next target, but I don't see that happening. As I mentioned in my last video, I highly doubt that Newcastle would offload Isak for pretty much 150 million as they are already playing Champions League football. So if it comes down to me in a different position, which I feel that Liverpool must get in order for them to retain the Premier League, in order for them to go far in the Champions League, something they didn't do last season, they have to get a centre-back. They have to get a midfielder and they have to get a striker. And if it comes down to me, I would say a winger, specifically on the right-hand side, could be an option, but maybe Jeremy Frimpong, they look at him as the option. But other than that, that is three positions which I feel like Liverpool must get for next season. And in my next video, I will tell you exactly who they should target in every single one of that position. I will tell you exactly who they should get as a centre-back, who they should get as a midfielder, and who they should get as a striker. Put down in the comments what you guys think Liverpool should target in terms of positioning, and also put down names that you would want Liverpool to sign for next season. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying the Premier League content. I'm not only going to be doing Liverpool, I'm going to be doing every single team. A lot of you guys have asked me in the comment section. If you guys don't know me, I've got my own main channel where I support no other than Real Madrid. So I don't support a Premier League club, but I watch Premier League pretty much every single week. So this is a very unbiased channel where I don't support any sort of team, and I can give you a perspective from a complete neutral standpoint. So if you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon with another video. Peace.